Hello and welcome to Ales and Scales. Tonight, for our kind of side stream, we're going to be doing something a little different today. So, some of you fans may be familiar with the Heroes Feast cookbook from D&D. So, we're taking some of those recipes tonight, cooking them up, and getting everything prepped on screen. Just as a disclaimer, I am no chef by any means, so don't judge me. But we're going to go with the drow steak mushrooms, or mushroom steaks, sorry. And then we will be doing Delzoon tide meatovers, which are basically Swedish meatballs. So we're going to try out both of these recipes and see how they go. The mushrooms, I'm just going to do my own recipe just because it's, in my opinion, better. But, you know, that's as stated an opinion. So, here we go. Alright, so what I did is I got a bunch of the large whole portobello mushroom caps, which I'm going to go ahead and clean out all of the, I think the word is mycelium. I'm not exactly sure. But we're going to clean all that out, get it prepped, season it up, oil it up, and cover it in cheese, because that's the correct way to do any food. Super easy way to clean out these mushrooms is just get a spoon, and I'm going to go over my sink and just dig it right out and around it. Which you don't have to clean it all out, but it comes out a little bit cleaner tasting, in my opinion. You get less of that, like, really, really earthy flavor from raw mushroom. And we'll go ahead and get the stem out of there. Boom. One mildly cleaned out mushroom. Sides on this, but I'm trying to keep as much as I can. Do. Alright, so we've got our mushrooms cleaned out. What I'm going to go ahead and do first is lay down a little bit of olive oil on the inside of them, just to make sure that they don't burn with our ingredients, and plus that olive oil is going to help our garlic inside of there sit and have something to roast in. Which I don't go super heavy on this, just enough to coat the interior surface. And then I'm going to go ahead and transfer them onto a baking sheet. Any baking sheet will do. This one's made for a grill, so it's porous at the bottom, which helps get a little more heat on the bottom side of the mushroom, or top, technically. Alright, those transferred on. We're going to go ahead and break open our garlic. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I personally enjoy a good bit of garlic in mine, so I'm going to go do a couple. see. I think I'll do a whole per mushroom, so I need 6. Four and 5, 6. All right. Most people will probably recognize this for getting garlic open fast and easy. Just crush the motherfucker. It's quick, fast, efficient, and it saves you a little bit of chopping on the back end, depending on how well you do it. All right. Now, once you've got your garlic peeled, just go ahead and just get a not really super fine, just kind of a coarse cut on this. That way you don't get any huge whopping chunks of garlic that don't cook up very well. I'm fine with raw garlic, but not everybody is. Especially for vampires. You don't want to serve them raw. Alright. Looks good enough to me. Nice coarse chop. And I'm just going to get a little bit in each of my mushroom caps. So, garlic's down. That's really all we needed for chopping. We'll go ahead. I'm going to do salt and pepper first, and then I'm going to go ahead with a steak blend over top. Just a couple cracks. You don't want it to be super, super peppery. Kind of kills the flavor a little bit. One simple crack of the salt. Mine goes out pretty fast, so, do it to taste. And then we're going to check this real quick. So this seasoning already has salt in it, so just so we don't overdo it, we're going to switch to something that does not include salt. This should. Let's see what's in the stash. Do you have paprika?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, then we will just do something a little funky. Oh, no, I can't do that either. It's chili lime. Alright. Well, I guess we're just going to skip the steak seasoning. We're going to do balsamic vinegar over these when they're actually done anyway, so they'll get plenty of flavor. We're cooking with a friend in mind who cannot eat spicy stuff, so that's why I'm skipping some of my normal process here. Next, I'm just going to shred up some cheese. Quick, fast, easy. And then we're going to cover these bad boys. And that's pretty much it for these, other than setting them in the oven and getting them baking. So, okay, that doesn't go in the sink, but I'll fix it later. Now, the cheese I'm using is a smoked cheddar. Really, any cheese you want will do, but pick something that will actually melt. If you pick something like a harder Italian cheese, like a pecorino or something like that, it doesn't really melt very well. It doesn't come out exactly great. So, and I'm quite liberal with the use of my cheese, so good amount in each of these calves, which I will be using the entire block. Disclaimer, I didn't say this was a healthy meal. So. It looks healthy. It's vegetarian, technically, but is it healthy? No, probably. Just because the amount of cheese in it.
Built correctly.
It does. Get shredded.
Finish it.
My wife's going to be quite happy she doesn't have to cook tonight. She doesn't all the time, but she usually does. Just because she is a far, far better cook than I am.
Mine will also be happy to hop in a cook, just get enough work.
Yep. And because I really don't want to rub all the way down to the very nubs of my fingers, we're just going to break the rest of the cheese up and let it rip as that stands. Which should be fine. I'm basically just going to cut these in like about a centimeter in width and just go with that. It should be plenty fine for them. Cheesy deliciousness. Either of you guys tried this cheese before?
No.
Piece of cheese. God damn, that's good cheese.
I love smoked cheese.
Yep. And just another bite for me. Alright, so prep work on the drow mushroom steaks is done. Obviously, it'll be a little different from the book because I'm using a significant amount of cheese. But we're going to go ahead and set these off to the side for now. And we're going to bake them when we bake our meatballs up. Now for this one, I'm actually going to be following the recipe as I don't already know it. And maybe I should have taken a little bit more time to read it over before we started streaming, but I did not, so here I am. Alright. So I've got a whole bunch of ingredients over here. We're going to just kind of take a second and get them all over. And there's actually more ingredients I have to find that are in the pantry, but for now, this will do. Alright. So to start this recipe off, we're going to take a large bowl and we're going to whisk together our cream and our egg. Sure, that works. Whisk, measuring cup. Got our 1 egg and our cream right here. So we're going to use 1/4 cup of heavy cream. That's hefty. That's a lot.
Is that thick with the C?
Yeah, that's thick with 3 C's in fact.
4.
I've never cooked with heavy cream before. Anything that we use it for is usually the wife's cooking. But she makes that really good zuppa toscano from Olive Garden.
That is super good.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah, you've actually got
Yeah,
that.
we did work on that night.
And bread, no crusts, torn into pieces. So, I guess it means we need a centerpiece.
I also love the Cheesecake Factory.
I picked it just because it said it was a dark bread. For the viewers, I am using Cheesecake Factory bread. It just happened to be the right kind of bread. And the recipe does call for no crust, so for all of you that are childish out there like myself and don't eat crust anyway, guess we're fucking good. But, yeah, you guys are more than welcome to be around while I'm doing this too. If somebody could start a pot boiling with the noodles, I don't think anybody really cares to watch a pot boil, literally. So,
Pots.
down to that cabinet there. Yeah, I am here streaming today with our wonderful friends Dylan and Randy, who will be partaking in this hopefully good meal that I'm creating today. In the background. So, if you see people moving around, it's just our other players. All right. So, 1/4 cup of heavy cream in. Which I'll just kind of use the whisk to get the remainder out of there. I'm not a smart man, but I do know what love is. That's about as good as I'm going to get, so I guess it's a good thing I overpoured. Crack the egg. 1 egg in. Whisk together. Yeah, that works. Combine. Okay. So now we're just going to sit here and kind of rip at our bread, get it in there. Basically what we're going to do is allow the bread to hydrate, and after the bread's hydrated, we're going to mush it into a paste. I don't know the exact reasoning why. There's better ways to do this, but it's what the recipe said, so that's exactly what the fuck we're doing. Okay. I feel like I'm making a really expensive meal for a bird right now, other than maybe the egg. I don't know if that's technically cannibalism or.
I think it would depend on the type of bird.
I suppose so. I mean, seeing as dinosaurs were pretty much birds, and they stole each other's eggs all the time, I think.
The hierarchy of the food chain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever actually had. Ooh, that is good.
Kind of bread is it?
It's like a sweet rye. Really good. If you want a slice, I bought it just for this, so feel more than welcome to it. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright, so got that, and then we'll just kind of mix it around in there, try to get it somewhat coated so it can start absorbing. Delightful. And it's already absorbing pretty fast. So. This recipe said it calls 20 minutes for it to soak, but I'm going to go ahead and call bullshit right here because it does not require that much time at all. That's already quite pasty. So, like myself. Alright, so I need a skillet over medium heat with 1 tablespoon of butter, and I need to add the onions, so I gotta do the onions real quick. Stirring until softened, about 4 minutes, add spice, cook, stirring until fragrant. Cool. Alright, that's super easy. So the next thing we're gonna prep up, we're gonna put this off to the side now too, is our onion, cores, and meatballs. Now, as I recall, it did state to have it finely minced, so I'm going to just do the best I fucking can. It may not be the greatest, but we'll see. Knife real quick. And we have not used any meat on our knife, so we're good to continue using it. What was that about?
I realized when I moved here, my vegetable processor are downstairs.
Alright, alright. I'm using just a big non-stick pan. I love this thing. They're great. Let's see. Toss a little olive oil in there. Sure. Yeah. Good enough, you know, for, I guess, technically not government work, but. Now, when you peel your onions, for those of you that don't know, do not cut off the root end, because that's how you're going to pretty much stabilize the whole thing while you're cutting the rest of it. For those of you that do know, that are sitting there like, yeah, no shit, message wasn't for you, you know? That could not last in a commercial kitchen. I'm not fast enough for this.
I watch some of those shows, I'm like, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely the fuck not.
Oh, and they're like, you have these 3 ingredients, and you have a half hour to make a dinner dish. I'm like, it takes me a half hour to look at recipes.
Yeah, I'm a pretty slow, methodical cook. I have 1 or 2 meals that I can cook at a pretty high rate. That's just because they're my thing, you know?
Like mac and cheese.
No. Like how I could multitask my steak, asparagus, and all that stuff the other day. Pretty efficiently, I would think. And we got a really big onion, even though it actually called for a small one, so I'm not going to chop the whole fucking thing up, just because I don't want to flavor blast us with just straight onion. And also, viewers, make sure you have a nice sharp knife. All of mine have gone to shit. This is going as well as I could hope it would. This is for tonight. Huh? There should be. I planned originally for 5 people, so yeah, there should be. Actually, yeah, that's perfect.
That'll be 5, yeah.
Yeah, and then the 6th mushroom will be for Steph, which I might take and add that steak seasoning onto those mushrooms after they're cooked, so that all but one have them.
Yeah.
That way we can go to Flavor Town.
I know when you had that steak seasoning in your hand, I was like,
Yeah. I really wish I had like a red flame shirt so I could really just Guy Fieri this shit.
Next time.
Just next episode is just all the variations of donkey sauce and that's it. Yeah, for those of you better, I know I'm not that efficient at cutting an onion, but I'm sure trying. Don't kid with me, I'll fucking wear that right now.
please.
Alright, viewers, we're gonna send it. Stand by.
So viewers, at this point, we're going to have a minor wardrobe change, and
Yeah, I'm switching into my wife's top, so this is gonna be a little
we'll be back with you momentarily.
little special, but oh goddamn, that is
That's sexy. Pull out the necklace.
hold on, let me make sure my
Viewers,
side.
you should, yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. I have no clue how this looks, so I'm sure it's awful.
It looks amazing, actually. Yeah, pull out the necklace.
There we go. Alright, welcome back. I'm Guy Fieri'd up now, and we're ready to continue rocking. As I stated, this is my wife's shirt, and it's clearly a little small for the amount of ale that I normally drink, so, you know, it'd be what it be. Fuck you guys. You did this. Enjoy it. Bask in it. Alright, so onions are looking minced enough, I would say. So I'm going to go ahead and toss these bad boys. Absolutely stunning. We're going to go ahead and toss these bad boys over into our pan, which I've already gone ahead and lubed up with a fine helping of olive oil. I think that's enough onion. That's a little wasteful, but the rest is just hitting the old disposal. Yes, there is a full suit with matching pants, but I'm not that bold, so you're not going to get to see that today. Alright. From here, I need my hat back, so my bald dome is not blinding you fine folks. Alright, so we're just going to crack some S&P on into that pan over there with the onions. Boom. And boom. If you could work on getting these heated up, just don't let it burn, just caramelize them.
Nice fluorescent TV.
Yeah, there's all the utensils right there. See, everything's better when you do it with your friends, especially being embarrassed while wearing a not the correct top. But all right, we're also gonna go ahead and preheat our oven now to 475, which is pretty high, but let's see. I guess these bad boys are gonna be on a. All right, we're preheating 475 currently. The large rack non-stick. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I am not doing it that way. That is stupid. It is phenomenally stupid. In fact, they want you to coat a wire rack for you to put the meatballs on a wire rack. That just seems. Yeah. I'm just gonna do it in a cast iron pan because cast irons are the shit. And we're going to stick the whole damn pan in the oven because that's the more intelligent way to do that. And we're checking on our bread. So if you want to check out the mixture, it's pretty soupy looking, which is how it's supposed to be. And we're going to mash that up into a paste in just a few minutes. I need to get baking powder. Yeah, I just need to get baking powder out of there. So I don't actually know where the baking powder is, but let's see. That's not a very helpful description.
Sure. There it is.
Okay, we got it. So yeah. Now we're gonna come back to this actually. Now that I actually know what I'm doing and I've read it a little bit. We're going to dump in, actually I need to double this recipe right now. I forgot that I have a pound each of meat. Could you grab me another egg out of the fridge, please? And Dylan, I require your assistance as well.
Eat.
Take these two pieces of bread, pull the crust off like we did, and just pinch off bits and pieces and toss them in this bowl. But you can just reach over me and yeet them into the garbage disposal. Alright, there's our half a cup, or a quarter cup, sorry. We're doubling the recipe because I forgot that I had so much meat. I mean, if nothing else, it takes something to wear this. Alright. Second egg in, done. A little smaller than that, please. Starchy. Carbohydrate-y.
Going on a marathons. Good time.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fucking hell of a meal calorie.
You can care about
But there are 6 of this heat, so get in there. Okay, I can't stand this top riding up, so I'm gonna go change back now. I know. I'm doing my best to not have it be cropped. Oh my god.
I made sure I got pictures of the front and back.
Phenomenal. Outstanding work.
the back was the best part.
I fear nothing.
That's beautiful.
Oh, outstanding, yeah. What's the worst thing, or what's the worst thing anybody can say? Oh, that's a little fruity. Like, well, it's 2021. I don't give a fuck what you think, so. Like, oh no. Thank you. Alright. That needs another second to absorb since I just realized my faux pas. Pork, ground beef, baking powder. How much does baking powder is going in this? That's super useful. So 2 teaspoons baking powder. For those of you that are viewers that a little more cooking skill, I'm not the guy that can eyeball measurements, so I 100% use actual measurements almost every time, unless it's seasoning. So, as I just dump this whole thing of fucking baking powder in there.
Easier to scoop it.
You're not my dad, but you're not, huh? Leave me alone, all right? I'm doing the best I can.
If the hole's big enough to put it all in there, just scoop it.
Yeah. Let's see. So we've got that in there. We need some salt, pepper. We've got our bread paste, and
R1 is requesting cooking music. He wants you to serenade him.
making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take a bacon and you put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Yeah, that's the best you're gonna get. All right. So a little bit of S&P. Oh, there's a small cat. Have you realized we're cooking in here? All right. Mix that up. We're gonna go ahead and we are done with. Yeah, we are done with veggie-based ingredients, so I will use the same knife now. For those of you that are new to cooking, don't normally use the same knife to do vegetables and meat. You will cross-contaminate, and that's how you get sick. Please don't do that. Don't sue me for it. It's not my fucking problem. It's yours. Sure. It's broken up enough. Just putting all sorts of shit in the sink that just does not fucking belong.
It's easier.
Welcome to Arby's. We do have the meats today.
Who's New Vegas again?
That is David. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
His earlier comment says, "No, you're a little fruity."
We know.
Yeah. He also says, "Terry says hi."
Oh. For our viewers, my friend has a cat named Teriyaki Chicken Bowl, or Terry for short, and she is adorable. She is a little chunky, and she has a really tiny head, so she looks really funny. Are those onions like sweated enough? All the way up. That heat. I'm not trying to take 8 years. All right. So let me see where we're at. This. Oh, actually, we're not even going to use a skillet for that. We're going to use just a big baking pan. It's going to be way fucking easier. So we're going to go ahead and lubricate our pan just a little bit with some olive oil. There, almost there. They're close. And yeah, for now we're just waiting on our mushrooms to finish sweating or getting a little bit of caramelization. You know?
Correction, our onions to get a little bit of compensation. Our mushrooms.
Oh, yeah. Oops. Whatever, I'm thinking about 2 different delicious recipes right now, and I'm starving. For those of you at home, I did not get to eat it, so it's going to be delicious. And then, so something we're doing on the side, as I stated earlier, we got some just wide egg noodles, and we're going to do this pretty much IKEA style with the meatballs and the gravy and the little noodles, but I figured you didn't really need much viewership of my noodles in particular. So, other than that, I will also be hosting our standard Saturday session this week as well for those of you viewing, as we have our main DM out for a family-related holiday, and congratulations to him. Yep, that looks good. And then, other than that, it should be a pretty eventful little evening. Got a lot of good role playing last session, and then this session will be a little bit of a mix. Since we're going to be a little low on players this week, we're just going to kind of go where the wind takes us on that one. All right. Now that we've got all our stuff in the bowl, we're going to go ahead and mash it all together as best as we can. For those of you that have made burger patties using breadcrumbs, this is almost the same idea. But they, for some reason, called for me to do that weirdness with the bread and the heavy cream. I'm sure it will be good, but just seems a little roundabout for my typical taste for a way to do this. I'm also trying to mix this nice and good so that I don't grab like a boiling hot onion when I go to start mashing these. Because I think this is about as good of a mix as I'm going to get with the whisk. Well, now it's time to get on to hand mashed. So I'm going to get roughly about 1-inch balls of mixture when we make these, and I'm just going in by hand and really getting that mix, thoroughly spread throughout. Make sure all our bread's in there, make sure seasonings are in there, which it already smells phenomenal. So. All right. Thinking that's pretty solid right there. I do have rubber gloves, but I really didn't think about that when I was starting this, so fuck me, I guess. Right. That looks like a appropriately sized meatball, I think. Who knows, they may come out as just small meat patties, for all I know.
I think it'll remain in their bubble shape.
Or sir.
Sick. All right, the oven is finished preheating too, so after we get these bad boys on the tray, we will go ahead and shove them right in the oven. And we'll also go ahead and get our mushrooms in the oven to get those going. Which the mushrooms won't take nearly as long as the meatballs, so we'll just keep an eye on them since we're going to have the oven on pretty high heat so we don't burn. It's like making meaty cookies. That's a fine idea. Meat cookies.
Yeah.
Top it with bacon sprinkles. That'd be pretty fucking solid.
Exactly.
All right. These are just getting progressively bigger, so we're just going to keep at it. There's just going to be one giant
One
meatball.
at the end. That's just a monster.
Yeah, roll for initiative against 1 pound meatball. All right. Let's see. That's a little big. Yeah, for those of you at home, if you don't want to have messy meat hands, definitely wear some rubber gloves. Because there's somebody in this house that happens to be dead scared of touching raw meat, so luckily we always have gloves. Yes. Yeah, we see you, woman. We know you're hiding from the stream, but you can't hide the ridiculousness. Yeah. What's up? Oh, that's like the world's shittiest pot, so it's going to take a minute before it actually finally boils. Alright, so let's see. It doesn't tell me. Okay, so they're 20 minutes when we actually bake these bad boys. We'll see if that's appropriate enough. Don't want raw meatballs since it's all mixed. I can't even think of the word. Ground meat. I was about to say shredded meat. Like that doesn't sound like the correct
That's not what that is.
correct word for that. I'm no artiste in the English language, but I do my best. Hell, I think we're actually going to need Yeah, we're going to have to do 2 batches since I did 2 pounds of meatballs. So we'll get this first batch in the oven in just a second. And we'll actually spread them out a little bit more since I, once again, have now realized something I should have taken into account in the first place. Yeah, since I'm making these a little thick, they're probably going to run a little past 20 minutes in the oven to get them fully cooked. Alright. We're preheated over there. Alright, we're about to go ahead and throw this first batch in. Actually, grab this for me so I don't get water in the thing. I'll wash my hands real quick. Yeah, you can if you'd like to. Middle rack. And then if you want to throw the mushrooms on the top rack for me, that would be appreciated. So, the next thing we're on to, we're going to go ahead and take a brief... Actually, do we really need to take a break, or do we want to just pull it over? It's up to you.
It doesn't matter.
We'll just stay live, and we're going to transfer over to the actual cooktop over there, where we're going to go ahead and prep up our gravy, which should be really, really easy. It actually does not explain. Oh, it's continued on a different page. I'm sitting here like, yo, what the hell? What recipe is this? Okay, there we go. Yeah, like, where's the gravy recipe? We can't do it without gravy. Though I'm pretty positive these are going to be delightful either way. Alright, so you want to go ahead and, if you want to just kind of transpose that behind, or I guess the side.
I'll set up the be right back screen.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back. And welcome back, viewers. It's weird looking up here. So what I'm doing right now is melting down 2 tablespoons of butter in the same pan that we already did our onions in. It'll pick up a little bit of that, oniony deliciousness from the pan. Let's see. Shade darker. Okay, cool. From here, we're going to go ahead and get ready to add in our flour mix. So... Purpose flour? Oh shit, we're almost out of flour. How much do I need, though, is the question. Oh, only 2 tablespoons? Alright, so it doesn't expressly state what we're doing with this flour, but we're making a roux. It's simple. Basically, when you make the roux, you just kind of monitor the color. As the darker it gets, the more likely it'll come out tasting a little burnt. But we shouldn't have too much of an issue with that. And actually, I need another 2 tablespoons of butter because I forgot we're doubling our recipe here. Oh, I think this is going to just be all the flour. One, 2. Can you cut that 2 tablespoons? There's a fresh knife over there. Sure. That's not right there. Alright, so we've got 4 tablespoons of butter coming in this, and we're just going to sit here and kind of mix in the flour with the butter, which I should have added the other butter first, because otherwise I will 100% burn this roux. But go ahead and dump that bad boy in there. And hopefully we can get this back on track without completely fucking it. Because I'm not a smart man. Yeah, see, it's got a nice dark, like, brownish color. That's about where I want it to be. Which is lucky, since I messed it up in the first place. And we're just kind of letting the butter melt in with the residual heat from when we had it on the cooktop. Because you don't want to turn it into a straight up batter. And you have to constantly mix a roux for those of you at home. Like, it's constant work keeping it from going the wrong route. Alright. So, got that. It is a nice golden color. Our butter is mostly melted in. And now I need somebody to go ahead and measure me. Brain cells, please. Work, function. I need 2 2/3 cup of the chicken broth. Start stirring in there. Which, there's our nice golden brown color for those of you that can't see or couldn't see. Now we're just going to go ahead and add in our chicken broth, which is the next step in making this gravy. And from there, we just kind of let it sit for a little while. And brown sugar, soy sauce, and lemon juice. Okay, cool. That's easy. I still don't know what the sour cream's for yet, though. I think that's just for garnish, I'm guessing. See. You ready? Yep. I guess this didn't need any sour cream. I guess I'm just crazy. Which is a standard possibility. Alright, so at this point, we're just going to let the broth come up to temperature while it's mixed with the roux. And after that, we're going to add the rest of our ingredient. And as I'm sure you've noticed, our pot do floweth over in boiling. So we're going to go ahead and add a good grip of noodles there to it. And we'll just kind of keep stirring those here and there just to keep them from sticking to the bottom. It does say to use a whisk, but this nonstick pan will absolutely get destroyed if I do that. So we're just doing the best we can with a nice little spatula here. So the next thing I need is two teaspoons of brown sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of soy sauce, and a half teaspoon of fresh lemon juice, which is all of that's going to go ahead and get doubled. So where's that button? God, this knife is bad. Right. I'm just going to use a whole lemon when I make this. And we're going to crack some pepper into the broth as it's going. Get that remixed a little bit. The roux will kind of clump up a little bit as you do this, so just agitate it a little bit and keep it going. All right, where's the measuring stuff? Ooh, look at that boil. That's great. That'll reduce down nicely for that gravy. And since that is nice and hot now, we can go ahead and get our brown sugar, our lemon, and all that jazz in there. So if you could go ahead and measure me 2 teaspoons of brown sugar here, and just dump her on in there while whisking. And I'm going to go ahead and squeeze this nice lemon here. Yeet. There we go. Perfect. And yeet. Splash down.
You said 2 tablespoons?
Yep, 2 tablespoons. Yeah, that's coming along very nicely. Then from there, the last thing we need is some soy sauce, which is probably here. It might actually be in the fridge. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and get her on in there. One. Oh, instant caramelization. That's amazing.
So 2 more, right? No.
No. No, 1 was the original calling. I doubled it already for us. And then 1.5 teaspoons of soy sauce. So let me grab those measuring spoons real quick. And that's actually just going to be 3 teaspoons. I think.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
1.5.
No, I was making sure I was teaspoons, not tablespoons. And gracias. Oh yeah, that looks good. I now have a new gravy recipe. Oh, did we ever put a timer?
No.
Do we know about how long ago we put the meatballs in there?
Nope.
Okay, well, let's just call it a 10-minute timer and hope for the best. And I've not been mixing these. Luckily, they're egg noodles, so they don't really lose their shit. And in fact, these are probably done, damn near done. Yeah, at this point, for the cooking, we're just about done. We're pretty much waiting on the gravy to reduce down, and I gotta check if the noodles are boiled, and then from there we're just waiting on things to come out of the oven, and we are ready to eat. So once we get to that point, we'll do a quick little plating presentation video, or shot, and then from there we'll cut camera and go ahead and chow down. So, yeah. Anyway, a minute or two longer. Can you reach the colander up there?
Yes, I can.
I know you can. I can't. I don't. For those of you at home, I am a lofty 5'5", and my friend here is what, about 6 foot?
Farm the Goliath.
Yes, he is the Goliath, so he plays his role well, you know? I don't know if that's thickened enough or if I want to pull it now. It looks... Nah, it's a little...
That's on like 2Cs.
Then again, though, for this particular thing, we don't want it extra thick. Alright, our noodles are al dente or al dentist. It's really just they're not entirely super mushy, and that's the way you want them. So. And drain when they are done draining, give them a shake and toss them back in the pot. I'm thinking that's pretty thick for now, so that's good. Go ahead and turn all our burners off. And this gravy will also thicken up a little bit more as it cools, so that's why I was saying we don't want to get it super thick while it's still on the heat, because then it'll just come out like Jell-O, pretty much.
Do we want to get more noodles going?
I think that should be enough. If we need more noodles, we can make more noodles, but seeing as two of our eating party isn't even here yet, I'm not too terribly worried. And then we need to go ahead and... Oh. It was our starter set. It's going to pieces now.
I think it's stuck to my thumb.
Holy hell, those fucking look good. And our mushrooms are about done too, so we can go ahead and show those bad boys off if they are done. So yeah, the cheese has spilled over and dripped onto the fucking meatballs. That's exactly why I did that. Oh, yep, perfect. Nice and golden brown on the top of the... I forgot that's still a hot cook surface. That'll do. And the meatballs are definitely coming along. Alright, so, viewers, here you go. They don't look like anything too fancy, but there's some nice stuffed mushrooms, just some simple cheddar, garlic, and you'll notice I've gotten a nice golden brown, kind of crisp to the cheese on top, which we're just from here going to go ahead and take these bad boys and toss a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette over top of, which I don't have on hand. Chelsea, where is the balsamic?
What?
Balsamic?
The thick one or the
Thick.
standard?
Okay.
And then 6 on 5.
Yeah. Is it the honey infused one?
No, it's like a small bottle.
Do a small bottle. There's just regular. Is this what I'm looking for?
No.
Then come over here and get it, because I don't know where it is. I can't tell. Where it is. Maybe it's this back here. That's fish sauce. Alright. Your turn. Let's check that gravy again too. Oh yeah, that's a good consistency right there. Oh, found it. Randy, found it. What was it?
She handed it.
Oh.
Yeah, I handed it to you.
Hey, he handed it to me, so in my eyes, he found it.
I like the way
Oh,
he thinks.
Yeah, so you'll notice between the conversation that I'm using a thicker balsamic for this, and I'm just getting a nice little zigzag drizzle over each of my mushrooms. And then, since we had to work around for one of our other dinner guests, we're going to go ahead and just hit steak seasoning on 5 of these. Just a quick little sprinkle on each. She gets a big mushroom. Just because I feel like that's appropriate. All right, so
She has a handicap.
yeah, she has the flavor handicap. So shrooms are done. They're just gonna sit and cool, and really that's it for them. As of right now, we are just waiting on these meatballs, which are looking fucking delicious. We'll say.
It's fun, amazing.
They're yet untested. I have a feeling we're going to need to give a little bit of seasoning on top of them, but we'll come to that when we actually sit to take a bite. Yep, that's good. Okay. Everybody's sitting around like a bunch of hawks trying to.
Vultures circling, circling the prey.
Oh. Well, I guess I can put these 2 things away and this away. Kind of clean as we go here. Now we'll leave those to the side for now. And wrap up this extra last bunch of fucking flour. What, honey? I thought you were talking to me.
You want to seal that, or what do you need to do this?
I thought she was talking to me. She was talking to the cat.
Talking to me.
Oh, I gotta actually taste test this to see if it's any good. That's good. Definitely use a touch more salt though. As I sit here like a fucking absolute slob.
You're like a brownie spatula.
I mean, it's almost the color brown. It's like a light brown. I think it's appropriate enough. Yeah, I'm really glad I didn't get the low sodium of everything as the recipe called for, because it seems like there's a trend with this cookbook of just undersalting everything, which I understand for health purposes, but for Flavor Town, you gotta get the salty in.
I'm not too worried about health purposes.
Yeah, I think I'll snatch a couple of these and plate, and we'll go ahead and get ready to eat. right. I need tongs. Tongs. I'm not seeing the tongs. New.
No tongs.
Let's use a wooden spoon and just kind of clap them on there. Alright, next batch definitely needs a little more olive oil on the bottom, but well, they are done, so I'll go ahead and just pull the whole fucking thing out, I guess. Whew. Could you move that bowl? I'm gonna set the rack on it. No. Get a few more meatballs on here. Get some noodles. God bless. I'm really not picking the best tools for the job here. Oh. God. Why can't anything work with me? As I sit there getting noodles with a spoon. Literally the worst possible option for it. Yeah. This will use a spoon. Maybe not. Oh. God fucking damn. Like, seriously, fuck off with this shit. It's no 5-star plating, but it'll do. And boom. Alright viewers, I'm not the best at plating, but here we are. We've got our dwarvish meatballs, we've got a nice little drow stuffed mushroom, and then some noodles on the side just to use the extra gravy. We hope you guys enjoyed this wonderful, poorly made cooking video of mine. And we will see you guys tomorrow for episode 4 of Ales and Scales Ragnarok. We'll catch you guys.